Boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to Debate Crypto. In a world where hopium collides with common sense, it's your boy, CryptoKeeper, and the one and only BlockchainCrusader. Miguel, how are you doing, my brother?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. What's scheduled for the podium today, man?
Well, it's gonna get dirty, but we're going into NFTs and how they're laundering money 101, right? So it's about to get dirty.
Well, if that's the case, grab your salads and let us begin.
Oh,
I came up with that one last second, bro. I think that might have been one of my better intros, and I'm loving it, guys. If you have not subscribed to Debate Crypto, that intro right there should have earned a subscription. And if that didn't earn a subscription, we're going to earn it the rest of the way. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. If you're in the live chat, X out, and then you can pop right back in after you give us a like. We super appreciate all of the support. We are trying to push this channel to new heights every single day. And we figure, it's Saturday Night Live. We're taking questions, giving answers. And I mean, shoot, who doesn't want to talk about a little bit of money laundering on a Saturday night? You know what I'm saying? So Miguel, let's get after it. Let me pull this
well,
the
yeah.
screen share here real quick.
Pull up the Mechaverse. If everybody's been into NFTs, if you haven't heard of the Mechaverse NFT project, I'm pretty sure you've been missing out, or you haven't been paying attention as closely as you thought to the NFT world.
Yeah. So let's see here. All right. So Mechaverse racks up 60 million in Ethereum sales for NFTs we can't see yet. Secondary sales for the Japanese mecha-themed NFT series are on fire, and buyers can't even see the final images yet. Let's talk about this real quick. All right. So in brief, Mechaverse, an Ethereum NFT series of 8,888 avatars, launched on Thursday. Between the initial mint and secondary sales, the project has already generated about $60 million worth of ETH in less than a day. Another day, another buzzy NFT drop, and Mechaverse is one of the largest launches to date. Since launching yesterday, the ETH NFTs have already yielded $60 million worth of sales between the initial mint and secondary sales. Even on the latter front, buyers are spending tens of thousands of dollars worth of ETH on something they can't even view just yet. Miguel, what do you... well, hold on, let me back this up. They are inspired by Japanese mecha anime series,
Yeah, Gundams.
particularly Mobile Suit Gundams. Okay.
Yes.
And each 3D rendering image is randomly generated from a pool of traits. No two images look alike, following the playbook of popular NFT avatar series like CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club. Talk to me about this, Miguel. Talk to me about why this sounds so nuts to me, and I just feel like it's insane. Talk to me.
So yeah, dude. I mean, the project looks super cool, right? I'm a big fan of Gundam. I saw it and I was like, man, I really want to get into this project. But their Discord is huge, right? They have a boatload of people in there, and the gas prices get crazy when you try to mint these things. You know, they have people are using bots to pretty much be able to auto mint and get in there before anybody else. Even no matter how high you try to put your gas, you don't get in. You'll be very lucky if you get in. So I stayed away from it. I didn't, and you know, there is the possibility, if you guys didn't know, when you try minting, sometimes the mint doesn't go through, right? Your transaction doesn't go through, but you lose your gas. So if you're putting up $400 or $500 of gas, you could be risking that you're not going to get that $500 back.
That seems crazy.
Yeah, because gas gets crazy. Insane. Gas gets real crazy, and you have to pay a lot. And with these bots online, it's insane, right? It's too many people try buying at the same time or minting at the same time. You could lose your gas. I know because it's happened to me. So above that, super cool project. Wanted to get in, didn't get into it for that reason. But the fact that nobody's even seen them, they've already been all pretty much sold out. I think the only like there's like 1,000 something left, and they're only for like promo or whatever. They're not going to be actually minted yet. And they're already, the floor price is already 5.76 ETH, dude. It is ridiculous. ridiculous.
is this artist someone that I should know? Is this someone that we should know, or is this
Yeah,
just a hype? This is a hype
dude.
project that is getting pushed out there by, you know,
I don't
people
know.
who have lots
I
of
mean,
followers.
I'm not an artist expert or anything, so I don't know if there is this guy's a special type of artist. But regardless, right? The fact that you haven't seen it and it's already pumping up super high. I've also been in the discords. I've seen what they do. Right, I was mentioning it earlier in the Discord, the same admins or managers or whatever, or other people in the Discord, they get together and they say, well, we're going to start setting the floor price at this price point. If anybody sells for cheaper than that, they themselves buy up the NFT and then make sure that they raise the floor price to make it seem like there's a lot of hype behind it. So there's
Right.
manipulation from within the Discord and the whales that are hoarding up these NFTs. At the same time, here comes the money laundering part, right? So
Okay.
let's
I'm listening.
so
I'm
so
listening.
this article is cool, right? But this is how they're laundering money.
Okay.
The way people are laundering money with this NFT craze is this. And look how easy it is, man. I can't believe it took me this long to realize it. But what they're doing is, let's say you right you got paid, did some illegal activity or whatever, but you required to get paid in crypto, right?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you want to watch this money. You need to figure out a way how to justify this money, right? What do? Is you buy up NFTs, whether you buy them or you create a collection, right? Let's just go with the example of buying an NFT. You buy a cheap NFT or whatever, a
Okay.
semi-expensive one, whatever. You buy an NFT with your regular money, with your
Okay.
own account, right?
Okay.
Then you have this dirty laundry money over here in crypto in another wallet, right? In a burner wallet, right?
Okay. Okay.
What you do is you put your NFT up for sale for some ridiculous price,
Oh,
right?
you're buying it
18
from
ETH.
yourself.
Yes, and you buy it from yourself, right? From this burner wallet, and then boom, oh, I sold my NFT. When taxes come, hey, I was flipping NFTs and I sold it for a ridiculous amount, and that's how I made my money. And then you think, well, well, that's too complicated, right? Like, how about you how do you know, what if you got paid in cash for your illegal activity? How do you get that cash into crypto, right? Very simple. Another way that you do it is you find a bunch of people that you know that don't have any problems with the law. You make them buy the crypto, right? And you give them the cash. So they go, they buy the crypto. You gather up a crowd of source of people to buy the crypto for you, put in the thousands of dollars, and you pay them in cash. They send you the crypto over to your burner wallet, and then boom, you launder the money through an NFT. So what?
Disclaimer, guys. So this is not financial advice whatsoever, right? We are not suggesting that money laundering is
Oh,
an appropriate thing to do. We always tell you, make sure you pay your taxes. But again, this is debate crypto, right? So we are basically going over the thoughts and ideas from both sides of the both sides of the street, right? We want to show you that there is another side to just about anything. We never take anything just at face value. In fact, Miguel, let me just say this. There was the guy recently, didn't do what you just said, but there was a guy recently that made an NFT. He
yeah.
bought it from himself for 70,000 like dollars ish. It was like something like 20 ETH, something like that.
Mhm.
And then he went on and sold it for half price on OpenSea for something like 10 ETH. And ultimately, it looked like a discount. It looked like a deal to the person. And guess what? He had bought that from himself. He had juiced the price on his own and then sold it for, quote, half price. Listen, it sounds shady. If you ask me, it's freaking crazy creative. It's
Yeah.
dishonest. It definitely is. I don't like it. You guys know how I am about, honesty and integrity. Those are core character values that need to shine through a person, especially in the crypto space, because there's so many questionable things that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miguel, I think it's wild. I think it's part of the reason. Listen, I hate the government as it relates to all of this, this oversight that they want to have. But I will say the fact that idea that you just threw out there is so simple and such
Yep.
an easy way for people to evade taxes, I at least can comprehend how or why they want to have a
I mean, it's
game
not even about
plan and a
evading.
grasp on what's going on.
It's not even about evading taxes. It's just about laundering money, right? They're gaining money through illegal activities, right? Whether
Right,
it's selling drugs or whatever, and then they're
right,
washing it up with NFTs and saying, "Well,
right.
I'm just an NFT crypto god, right? I'm just just everywhere I sell, I just make money."
Right, but at the end of the day, it could be for taxes also. Think about it this
Yeah,
way: you and I
yeah,
are you and I are in business together, right? And so all of a sudden, personally, we are selling each other back and forth NFTs, right? And there's just so many different avenues at
yeah.
which it could get wild. And the NFTs are so speculative, just
Mhm.
like a piece of art. No one is going to tell me that that didn't have the value that I thought that it did, because
Yes,
you can't tell me what my piece of art is worth. And that's where the big caveat, the big bingo
yes.
happens right there.
So I want to make sure I'm clear, right? I'm not saying all NFTs are scams. There's plenty of
Right.
NFTs with utility that are doing plenty of things. They're doing a lot of good things for the space. NFTs are awesome. They're going to be here for a
Yeah.
long time. But the the amount of hype, craze, and FOMO behind these NFTs that don't do anything and they're just avatar pictures, you have to be careful with, because a lot of these are creating. They're saying, well, we have a samurai NFT collection and it comes with a story. And every quarter, so we have a roadmap. And this is what we plan on doing in the future. We're going to release a story and then make a video game based off that story, back in the next 2 years or so. Guys, most likely or not, those projects are not going to be around in 2 years. The developers are going to disappear, right? They're just going to be like, oh, the project failed. And they're just building you hype. They're making you a lot of promises, just how we saw in the ICO craze of 2017. A lot of white papers with a lot of promising things, sounded
Yeah.
amazing on paper, but never came to fruition. Same thing
Yeah.
is happening with these NFTs. Yet again, I'm not just talking about crypto. I'm not just talking about NFTs and putting a best spot, right? The art world has had this problem always. How do people not launder money, but how do people avoid taxes in the art world right now, or currently in real world? What they do is they get an artist of nobody or a whatever, right? A semi somebody, pay them, let's say 10, 20 grand for a painting,
Yep.
right? They get the painting done. Then they go to the owner goes to an art appraiser and says, hey, I want you to go to appraise that piece of art for me. Pays the guy, right, some money. And then the appraiser comes back and says, well, that painting is actually, according to my studies or whatever, yada, yada, is worth $3 million.
Yep.
Okay, now I have a certified piece of art that is $3 million worth. I paid the artist maybe 20K. I paid the appraiser maybe 30K. Right, it cost me 50K in total to get this done. And then what do? I donate the piece of paint, the art, to some museum. Hey, that donation is a tax write-off. $3 million tax write-off, and it costs you $50,000 in cash to get 3 million off your tax bill. Boom. That's been around forever with art. Same things coming into NFTs, right? Whether it's tax evasion or people doing some sketchy stuff in the background to launder money. Just be careful what NFT projects you're getting into. Don't fall in for the hype. Don't fall in for the craze. Make sure that whatever you're getting into has utility. You've done your research, and if you're in it for the flip, don't get left holding the bag.
Yeah, they actually talk about this. It says the Metaverse launch wasn't without drama, however. Some users bristled at the need to log into the raffle system using either a Twitter or Discord account, for example, alleging a data harvesting scheme. Others have alleged that the project is one big scam or rug pull, citing claimed red flags like an unverified Ethereum contract, a large transfer of funds from the contract, and lack of communication from the team. Today, the team announced that the contract has been verified, as seen on Etherscan, so that's a good thing,
Okay.
and that it transferred funds out of the contract into a private wallet for, quote, maximum security. The team further claimed that it had minimized social media interactions around the launch period for the sake of our mental health.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, concept artist Emerson Trung, who had worked on the Doom and Transformers franchises, alleged that the project refused to fully compensate him for his work. However, following Twitter exchanges, including purportedly deleted tweets in which Brischini called Trung's behavior disgusting, Trung tweeted that the team will honor its original agreement, which included one Mechaverse NFT. Guys, here's the deal. There is anywhere and everywhere you go in life, there is going to be someone looking to capitalize on your either naivety or your stupidity. Okay, don't be that person. Okay, understand, like we always talk about, you have to get educated, understand what it is you are purchasing, understand that if you are buying I don't care how much it is, but hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, millions of dollars JPEG, essentially, understand that you could totally never see that money again. It is absolutely a coin flip. Now, there's going to be some projects more than others that are going to be a better bet, if you will. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of question marks. You don't always know who's behind all of this. We recently had a group of creators on TikTok that had been promoting and paid very handsomely for a project that ended up rug pulling. So just keep your eyes open. Understand that if you're buying an NFT, in my opinion, you buy it because you like what it is. And then if you end up being able to flip it, that's freaking fantastic. So I just want to keep everybody at least on the up and up as it relates to understand what you're buying. Make sure you're still educated. It might seem like a great project on the outside, and we're not trying to scare you away from NFTs. We're just telling you, make sure you do your due diligence and then some on things like this, because the reality is I could absolutely do exactly what I was just talking about a little bit ago. I could put out an NFT, buy it for some stupid amount, put it on the resale market for half of that amount, and then it looks like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to snatch this up. And then all of a sudden you spent some large amount of money that otherwise it wasn't even a desirable NFT. It was just something that I ultimately put together a cool little magic trick, so to speak, on, and you end up paying for it financially very handsomely. So,
yeah, another thing that I want people to remember is, look, during the gold rush, right? Back in the day, the gold rush, we're going far back now, guys, right? The gold rush, people were promised gold, right? People were rushing to the hills to find gold. They were being sold the FOMO, right?
Yep.
And they were out there buying buckets and shovels and pans and whatever to get all the tools they needed to buy the gold. Who was making the money?
The people
looking for the gold,
picks and shovels.
The people selling the picks and shovels, right? Selling the FOMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NFT collectors in the collector space are the same thing. The people making the money are the people creating these collections. They're the shovel and pick sellers. They're selling you this collection, causing all this FOMO, and you're out there rushing, looking for the gold, looking for the NFT that's gonna make you life-changing money, and you're gonna make a whole full side hustle, making thousands of dollars on flips. And most likely, the majority of you will not make money on your flips. Will probably stay holding NFTs forever, because NFTs are more illiquid than crypto itself. You're right. Crypto you can buy, and if you're losing, you can take a loss on it at any moment, and that's it. NFTs don't work that way. Even if you're taking a loss and you're lowering below the price that you bought it at to try to sell it, there is no guarantee that you will ever sell that NFT, and you will most likely sit on it forever, losing 100% and staying with zero gains, right? 100% loss, my friends. 100% loss. So be very, very careful.
Now, on the flip side, let's talk about this for NFTs. Miguel's part of what we're doing in the Academy this year is we are doing a bunch of research for everyone on the gaming side of these NFTs and the metaverse side. So here's the silver lining, right? These games, these play to earn games, there are so many different opportunities in these play to earn games. Let me give you an example. One of the things that you can do in one of the games that we're looking at is, I think it was in Myst, it might be in other games as well, but you can essentially set up your own shop within the game, right? So people are playing the game, they come through and they visit your shop. Your shop provides a service of sorts where they are able to buy, let's say, a sword or blankets for the night,
Yeah.
or
Certain resources. Yeah.
resources that can help you with the game, and those are actual NFTs that are usable in the game. That is where I think this gets interesting. The metaverse is where this gets interesting. I think these NFTs, if they are usable and someone can look at it and say, wait a minute, I want that because it helps me to achieve this goal. Therefore, it has an intrinsic value as it relates to that. I'm in, right? And I think that a lot of these games are going to provide that. Let's be real. People play games all the time. When you
Yeah.
get onto Call of Duty and you buy, one of the packs, and it's got, a new operator skin, and it's got a new weapon skin, and it's got all these different things. Essentially, you're kind of buying what's very
NFTs.
similar to an NFT, right?
Yeah.
You are buying digital ownership of that. Okay.
Except you don't actually own it
Right.
in Call of Duty.
Exactly. You're basically renting it, so to speak, because it's still there. But we're not to get technical. What I'm getting at is, in these new play to earn games, these NFT games, it's going to be pretty cool because we will be able to have ownership of and have proof of it on the blockchain. And we will be able to then turn and flip and turn and flip. And there's going to be so much opportunity to continue to play and earn and play and earn and play and earn. So stick around with us, guys. If you're not involved in the academy, make sure you guys get involved with debatecrypto.academy. We are definitely getting into the play to earn and the metaverse space as we move farther and farther into this coming winter, as this bull run starts to slow down and come to a close.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say about play to earn games, right? Research is key, right? There is no guarantee that these play to earn games will make you money. That's why you need to do so much research. I got into Crypto Blades. You know about that, Nick. I got into Crypto Blades months ago when Crypto Blades was blowing up. People on YouTube were like, you can be making $8,000 to $4,000 easy on Crypto Blades. I got in on the high end of that hype, right? Looking to see if this was possible. I was prepared to lose everything that I put into it, so it was no big deal. Crypto Blades, eventually that hype of making $4,000, $8,000 disappeared. As soon as I got in, after a week, right? The first week I was like, wow, I'm already up over $150, almost $200. I've only been playing for like 3 days. Very soon after that, they implemented an Oracle and they started, making shifts to the game algorithm and the payout system. And quickly, very quickly, their coin instantly started to get dumped, right? The price of the skill token dumped on everybody, went from like $100 and something all the way back to like $40. The game was not sustainable to be making you that amount of money at all. A lot of people got left with tons and tons of money of skill that they were holding and staking and all that stuff that lost the majority of its value. And the game never has ever recovered making that amount of money again. The payouts now are nothing like it was in that moment. So developers understand this, right? They will take gigantic losses at the very beginning, the first 4 months of the game, take huge losses and make tons of payouts for people, build a boatload of hype around your project, and then they don't rug pull you, but they change the dynamics of the game. They introduce another token. They create, they dump the market on their coin, and things change, and the game is no longer as profitable.
Or the game
as
just
it
doesn't
is.
succeed, or it just doesn't.
Or the game doesn't succeed. Let's say Crypto Blades is still succeeding. It's still going. It's making a bunch of new updates. The game is still going. Right. But the profitability is no longer there how it was before. People are already kind of sucked in. They've already gotten used to playing the game. They might really like it. Right. And it's still there and it's going to continue. Same thing that tech companies do. Uber, Airbnb, all these companies will take huge losses. When Uber first started, you could drive around all of Miami for $20. Right. Now you can't even go down the street for $20. The same thing with Airbnbs. Airbnbs were way cheaper, right? Their whole selling point was that way cheaper than a hotel and just as nice. My friends, there is no such thing as an Airbnb that's way cheaper than a hotel anymore.
Yeah.
They're just as expensive or more because they have so much luxury, so much personal touch, so much whatever. So all these companies have the same method behind them. So definitely it requires a lot of research. That's why these play to earn games that we're talking about in the Debate Crypto Academy, we are doing research and research and research for months, weeks before ever bringing it to you guys, and always with tons of caution of we'll have to see how the game launches and how it proceeds in the
Yeah.
first couple of months or so that the game exists.
Yeah, and I kind of want to finish off with this, Miguel. You know, tomorrow, the seminar that we are going over with all of our people in our crypto fam in the academy is about what makes a good project a good project. How do we spot a good project? Part of what that is going to look like as well is going to be as it relates to NFTs and games and NFT games, right? And the metaverse. Like
Yeah,
ultimately, the reality is you can answer this with one simple question, but there's so much more to it, and it's education. It's
yeah,
education. You have to be able to filter through and wade through some of the crap that's there and find where the gems are, right? And that is ultimately an art. And
yeah.
it takes time, and it takes an eye for small things. I've had Miguel point out things to me a couple times before where I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't even catch that," right? But it's that amount of time that we've been doing things where like I can point something out to him, he can point something out to me, and all. But if you haven't been in this for very long and you don't, if you don't know, you don't know. And
Yeah.
so you'll be missing, basically there will be a stop sign right in front of you, absolutely just blaring, blinking, stop, sirens going off, right? For myself and Miguel. But maybe for you, maybe it's a caution sign. Maybe it's a yield sign. But for us, it's slam on the brakes, got to stop. Somebody's in the crosswalk, you're gonna hit them, right? And so I guess I just want to give you guys encouragement. No matter what that looks like for you, get yourself educated. Miguel, before we call this a night, guys, smash up the likes. If you guys aren't subscribed to us, you know what to do. Fix
Let's do
that. Smash up the
let's
likes.
do like a 5 to 10 minute AMA session where we just
Yeah.
answer a bunch of
Okay.
questions. So
Cool. Crypto fam in the chat. And then I guess if you're on TikTok, I'll definitely take a look at that as well. But
so
if you're in the chat over on
yeah.
YouTube, you're going to get
So we
preference.
have Ryan. We got Ryan saying a good thing. He goes, let me bring it up here on the screen. It says, that's why I don't believe in projects with a real person as the leader. And he follows that up, right? I asked him what he meant in the chat, and he follows it up with, if a currency is associated with a person, gets adopted as a global reserve currency, that person will be king of the world. Right. So that brings to my attention the same kind of thing that some projects really don't have a reason for a token or for a coin at all, and people just create these projects so that they can have their own currency. Meaning they will create the currency, they will have a big bag of it, right? They're sitting on that big bag, and then they create a bunch of hype around their project and how great the partnerships are and the great things that it's doing, but it doesn't really have a utility for the token or the coin itself. The coin's not really doing anything. The company behind everything is doing a lot, but the coin isn't, and it creates this FOMO, right, to buy up the coin. And the people that created the token are just sitting on it, packing their bags, right? Their bags are pumping, 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 pumping. And when they've made enough money, they'll probably end up dumping the coin in the markets, right? We had a meeting with somebody that brought that attention. We asked them, why do you have a token? Why do you have a token, right? What's the utility? Well, it's just better that we have our own currency, so that way we can control it. That was the answer. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
red flag.
Yeah, we guys, we were going over. We had an opportunity on a paid promotion, and we were talking to them and just kind of like seeing what it was they had to say. We are very selective about any sort of paid anything, because at the end of the day, we are not willing to compromise our own integrity for a couple dollars. That is
Yeah.
never who I will be. That's not who Miguel is. That's one of the things where we jive and mesh so well together. That is something we will never do, is compromise our integrity for dollars, right? And so, yeah, we ultimately said, hey, what's the point of this? And when that answer came across, we were like, yeah, see you later. Next. It was like Squid Game. The head turns around and just shoots them down dead right there. So let's see what else we got here. So Audrey said, I know a lot of people are into gaming, but it's not for me yet. Audrey, that's one of those things where for me, it's different too. I think that the gaming is going to be awesome when we start getting some awesome games. So I'm a game snob, right? I like a game that is a game, right? I like something that's got great graphics. I like something that is active. For me, I don't like turn-based games where I'm like, hey, magic black power 6 hit points, 32,000. Yay. No. Let me whoop this dude's butt with a sword. Let me spin around, jump, do a backflip, and stick an axe through the back of somebody's skull. Let me be Zelda. Let me be actively fighting, right? And that's ultimately what I like. But that's not the same for everybody. There's a lot of people that love turn-based games. There's a lot of people that love Final Fantasy. There's a lot of people that love those type of games. They're just not for me. And so until those type of games come out, I will not be heavily involved in that either. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as picky, right? Like I understand the gaming aspect of really enjoying the game, but I'm also willing to grind the game if I can make money, right? Like Axis Infinity, people are making close to like $1,500 to $2,000 with that game. Obviously, they got in early; they've been in the game for a while. Getting in right now is risky in the fact that we're going into a bear market. Those assets will probably most likely depreciate in value drastically. So you're going to be buying on the expensive end, and then you're not going to be able to sell those assets again for that price for a long time or maybe ever again. But there is possibility, right? People that were able to get in early enough, they gathered up enough axes, made a good team, and they're grinding, right? People there's like an article about kids in the Philippines or adults in the Philippines literally working on Axis Infinity as full-time employees, just grinding away, making thousands of dollars, replacing their salaries and making more money than they ever could in a regular job in that country, something along those lines. So it has tons of potential, and that's what I'm looking for, right? Projects like that are sustainable. They have a sustainable model, and they have the what's the word for it? The
wherewithal, the staying power.
Yeah. They survive, right? They actually are. They're sustainable enough where it's not a broken model that creates a bunch of hype like Crypto Blades at first, and then really cracks it down on the players later, and the players feel kind of stuck or dissatisfied with the game. So
I think it's going to be interesting, Miguel. I think that I'll kind of end on this unless anybody has any other last minute questions. I think that the metaverse is where this is ultimately really headed, right?
Oh yeah.
And so the metaverse, for those of you that don't understand, it is basically an alternate reality where, like right now you can go to Decentraland and you have your avatar, you have your character, you run around in this world, you can do activities, you can actually buy things, and then they can show up to your house, like for real.
Yeah.
You can gamble. There's all sorts of things that you can do right now. But I think as that continues, especially with Facebook being so heavily involved, all of our private information, all of who we are, all of our friends, all of this, right? I wonder how long it is before, and they own Oculus, right?
Yes.
So I wonder how long it is before we strap on this Oculus, right? And I'm like, man, I haven't seen John Boy for about 5 years. I want to see him. And I'm like, yo, bro, meet me over at the horse track. Right. I'd love to sit down with you, have a chat, watch a few races. We watch a Zed run race. Right. And we sit down there and talk. And when I'm looking at him, it feels as if I'm sitting there with this person, and I am actually actively engaging in, I am actively engaging in something that feels real world, real life. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. And I will tell you, there's a Black Mirror episode. If any of you watch Black Mirror, there's a Black Mirror
Yes.
episode where the person can't tell whether they are in a dream or in a reality. And this to me is what this reminds me of. And it makes it, listen, I
Yes.
can't wait for Black Mirror to come out with the next season. They've got to come out with another season. That literally has probably been one of my favorite shows of all time. And they had that idea where you couldn't tell the difference between reality and fake. I still
Yes.
haven't watched Ready Player One. Jacob was just talking about it.
Bruh.
And I know, you know what I need to do? What time is it tonight? It's 10:30. I need to just go in and figure out where I'm going to buy it and just go buy it on Amazon or whatever.
HBO Max, dude, just subscribe, get a free membership for HBO Max, watch the movie, and then cancel your membership, bro. But look, Jacob says, Player Ready One, The Matrix, we've been warned. 100% agree with that. And with what you were saying with the metaverse, right? We are definitely going to be going into the metaverse. People are going to be running businesses. In the Ready Player One movie, right, there is a real life company that hires people. They pay them a salary and they play the game under that company's banner, right? Kind of like a guild, a clan. And their whole purpose of all those employees are to make sure that they thrive in the game so that the company pretty much keeps a large amounts of money that the players are making, right? And we are seeing that right now. And I'm pretty sure people haven't noticed. How are we seeing that right now? Axis Infinity Scholarship Program. They are finding players. They are finding players and making them do applications. How many hours are you willing to play? What are your skills like? What other things have you played, right? You're applying pretty much for a job.
Yeah.
They will be giving you the resources, right? The axes, so you don't have to put up any cash up front, but you're going to be making money.
Doing the work.
Yes, you're going to get paid, but you're doing the work, and a good portion goes to the company. So the company is just investing into axes, buying up the assets, and then paying players, potential players, to play with them, with their assets, and then they're making money off the axes and paying somebody else. They're literally running a business, and the metaverse isn't even here yet.
And it's executing on a smart contract, is my understanding. So literally, we are taking a blockchain technology, putting it into a blockchain game, and ultimately creating what is a blockchain business that comes into the real world. Think about it. Ultimately, what they're doing is investing their money into assets and saying, hey, you can use my assets. You can take a cut and I'm going to take a cut, but you're going to be the one doing the work. That's wild.
Exactly.
And I want to know where I can get in. I need to buy myself some axes and get some people who want to sit around. And so if you're in the chat and you're looking for someone to buy you some axes and you're going to play, let me know. We can work something out.
Yeah, I mean, right? And maybe it's a little bit too late for axes, right? But we are trying to keep our eye open for the next axis, right? The next big thing that could be as sustainable as axes, and trying to get in on the front end, right? We're doing research on some games right now that we're not going to be mentioning in the near future. We're going to be mentioning it in the Debate Crypto Academy, right? For anybody that's interested. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's okay. The Academy has a lot of things to offer besides blockchain gaming. But if you will have opportunities to be able to get in these projects that could be the next axis, that could be the next online business where you're literally running a whole business, just how Axis is doing with the scholarship program, renting out NFTs, renting out equipment in the game, and making passive income and creating an entire cyber metaverse business that people have never even thought of just yet. And it could be life-changing.
No doubt. No doubt. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's next, right? It's scary. The world that we live in right now makes me feel some type of way sometimes where I've got my 4-month-old daughter, and it's freaking scary. Like, I would be lying to you if I said any different. My life is no longer about me. Now I have this beautiful little girl that my whole life revolves around, and I want to create this perfect world for her, right?
Yeah.
At the same time as I'm trying to do all of that, I'm trying to navigate through running my construction business now with a crypto business, right? And that crypto business bleeds a lot into things like the metaverse. And so I always wonder, as it advances and as it changes, like, what does this look like moving forward? Is there a point at which I'm able to step away from my construction business and be all in on crypto? I'm already all in on crypto, but I'm talking about all in on our crypto business. That's what we're working for, guys. So we
Exactly.
appreciate and really need all of your support. So if you're not subscribed to Debate Crypto, guys, we want to be able to give you that all day, every day type content.
Yep.
But obviously we need support to be able to do that. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, exit out of the live chat, smash up the like. We really appreciate that. And then, guys, if you're looking for some extra education, you're looking to put together a game plan for either bull market, bear market, any market, right? DebateCrypto.academy. So, guys, we appreciate you. If nobody's told you before today, we love you. And until next time, hodl
Haro
like it's
like a
hot.